Hi, my name is Samantha Pryor, and I am an adoption consultant with CAC. Today, I'd like to chat with you about this idea that sometimes shows up in adoption called the savior complex. And I think it might be good to start focusing on that word, savior. What does it mean? What do we think about when we hear it? And technically, the definition of a savior is someone who saves someone or something from danger. And when we hear the word savior, we often think of our ultimate savior, Jesus Christ. And so when we hear this term savior complex in adoption, it's really uncomfortable because essentially what it's referring to is the idea that a person or a family will go into adoption with the mindset that they are the only ones to save or make a difference in the situation. And it's a little tricky because so often this self-serving mindset is rooted in wanting adoption to have like a recognition and self-satisfaction. And it can really spiral quite quick to overlook the intentionality that an expecting mother has when making an adoption plan. After all, adoption is about saving no one. No one needs to be saved, not the child, not the birth family. What adoption is about is unconditional love, respect, and compassion for each member of the triad. You know, adoption is where an expecting mother makes an intentional decision to place her child for adoption due to a variety of circumstances. And as adoptive parents or hopeful adoptive parents, it is our job to do the work and the education to support her and to support that family and that baby. And so this is where the savior complex is so important for us to kind of pause on that idea and really reflect inward. And there are a few ways that we can do that. But the hard truth is that adoption really isn't about us as an adoptive parent or hopeful adoptive parent. What adoption is really about is love. And so it's about how do we show love? How do we emphasize that love in our communication, in our support for that child and for that birth family? So some of the ways that we can help keep that savior complex at bay is taking a minute to really reflect upon our motives. You know, everyone who is called to adoption is called for a different reason. God places this desire on our heart based off of our personal circumstances and experiences, whether it be relationships we've built with adoptees in our life, whether it be exploring the growth of family. Maybe you've dealt with infertility, or you name it, whatever your personal experiences may be. So we really need to kind of pause and look inward at ourselves for what are our motives? Do we have expectations? Because as an adoptive parent, we really don't want to have any. We want to just offer love and support to that child and to that expecting mother. We also want to continue adoption education. You know, adoption education is so important in listening to voices of each member of the triad, reading, podcasts, joining community groups, embracing a continual learning in adoption education. The discourse in adoption is forever changing. And all we can do is work and pray and try to live out a positive example of adoption. And another way we can do that is by advocating positive adoption language for family, friends, coworkers, educating others as well as ourselves. You know, the savior complex is one that often makes many people uncomfortable, but it's so important to acknowledge and to do the work to try to really be a beacon of light so that we are honoring our one true Savior, Jesus Christ, in everything we do, whether it be adoption related or not.